we are going to look at this, and we try to simplify it. Okay. So the basic training that we are doing today is understanding the currency chart. Now, when you look at it, let me share my screen. What is that one? Where is that? Okay, hold on. Okay. When you open your either Binance or your phone, you want to go and see some things, and you see things like this. You know, sometimes some of us will be, what is all this thing? The sight of this alone will even make people not to, get into crypto. They will tell you they don't even understand what that thing is talking about. You understand? So that's why I want us to look at this. Now, anytime you open your Binance, either your phone or your laptop, and you see something like this, all these things you see that are candle, we call candlesticks, they are price behaviors, otherwise known as price action. The way prices are doing per time. So whenever you see these things, each of these candlestick represents a price action, represent the price, the behavior of the price within a certain period. So whenever you open your Binance account or any other crypto you're using, once you see all this candle represents the price, the behavior of price in a certain period, be it 1 hour, be it 5 minutes or 30 minutes. What it means is, what did the price do at that particular time? So for this one now, this is a weekly candle. So let me change. This is what this price. We're looking at BTC USDT. That is BTC. This is price of Bitcoin in a week. So one of these candle represents the price of Bitcoin in 1 week. One of this candle is what the BTC did in 1 week. This one is what the BTC did in another week. This one is what the BTC did in 1 week. Currently, in the week we are in now, see how it is doing. The last week that just passed, see what BTC. This is the behavior. This is what BTC did last week. Last 2 weeks, this is what it did. Okay? So it is important that you know what it is and what these candles represent. Very, very key. And that's why we are taking this lecture. Okay? Now, if you look at what I just printed, this is, you can see, this is 27th September. This is 4th of October. This is 11th of October. and this is 18th of October. You can see it's taking it 1 week, 1 week, 1 week. So for the past 1 month, BTC have been in the upward direction, which we call uptrend. Okay, we shall still get to those things, and all I want everybody that is following us is to be patient and learn. Okay, I will also show us something now, and that is what BTC is going to, what is going to happen to BTC next week. Okay, now, so this is for 1 week. Each of these is for 1 week. Each of these is for 1 week. Each of this is for 1 week. This. Okay, and you can see it is uptrend. But there is a line I drew here. This is a resistant line, and I will tell you what this thing means. But let's look at the candle today. Okay, now let's go to 1 day. Let's go to the daily. So I will change my price by duration from 1 week to 1 day. Now you can see the things have changed. Okay, I'm going to show you something now. I'm going to show you something now. You see this one now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All these 7 candles in the daily is equal to one of those candles in the weekly. I need it to sink. That candle in the daily, that last candle I show you, let me go back to it. This candle I show you now, I showed you earlier, this 1 week candle, this particular candle, this one now, this last one. This last one now is equal to 7 of these candles. Several of these candles, all these other candles. That one candle is equal to 7 of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you with me? Okay. So the behavior of all these daily candles is what forms that 1 week candle. Okay, fine. Now, the same way, if you look at this daily, candle, you will see that these candles are 1, 2, 3, 4. This look at the trend for the daily. The same thing. The trend for the daily is going uptrend too. So if I want to know how these things happened, if I place my cursor on this place, let's go. My place on this one is on 19th, that is today. This one's 18th, yesterday. This one 17, this one 16, this one 15, this one 14, this one 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. So you can see each of these candles is what the price did for one day. Each of these candles is what the price did for one day. Each of these candles. Are you with me? Okay. Now, and from what we have seen, you have seen that it is uptrend. It's just up. It is still getting to hit this line. Okay. Now, let's go and see something. Let's go to, if I want to know what the price is doing per day and in between days, I will go to 4 hours. I'll go and select 4 hours. Okay. Later, I will show us how to look at this from the phone. You understand? But for a broader audience, I'm using this. Okay. Okay. Now, this is 4 hours. Okay. This is 4 hours. And I need to make it okay. Okay. So this is 4 hours. This is what the price is doing in 4 hours. So 4 hours gives me the ability to know what the price is doing in between days and per day. So 24 hours is 4 hours into 6. So 6 of these candles is equivalent to 1 candle of the daily candles. Okay. Now, when we look at this, I can tell you that this candle, this one, okay, this 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, all this candle is equivalent to that 1 candle in the daily. Okay. Now, so that is what, when you see them, you will know with the candles that the daily or the 4 hours are printing. It will help you to know the direction of the coin, where market is going, where price is going to. So we are not showing this candle to show that we know how to do technicality. These candles are for a purpose. They have meanings, of which if you understand them, it will help you in your manual tradings. So the way the candles are printed will also help you to manage your trades. Very, very important. Okay, so that's why we are looking at it. So when they say, oh, go to your chart and look, you need to be able to understand what the candles are, why they are the way they are, and what information is it giving you? What business or trade information is it trying to give you? Because each of these candles points you to a direction of the market. Each of these candles shows you where the market is going, either to buy or to sell, or not to even to enter the market at all. Okay. So having said that, let's also look at the 1 hour candle. That is where I'm going to stop, because I can't go to 15 minutes and 30 minutes. There are a lot of noises there. For me, once I look at the daily candle, I go to my 4 hours to confirm what I saw in the daily. I can now, if I want, I can go to 1 hour to reconfirm, to validate my position and take my entry. But I like stopping at 4 hours because it helps me to manage my trading emotions. What do I mean by trading emotion? You will enter a trade. As soon as you buy, for example, you want to buy this Bitcoin now. You buy at 62. Before you know it, you see market at 58. If you are looking at the 1 hour candle, you might collapse. But if you are at the 4 hour candle, you will notice that that thing is printing a candle that will show that it's going to go up. But if you are looking at the 1 hour, all the candles will be red, 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 and there will be plenty. You will say, hey, market has crashed. Oh. But if you are looking at the daily, you will just see only one candle. Maybe it started like this. You will not see something like wick like this. So that will make you to manage your market emotions. I hope everybody is understanding what I'm saying. Okay. Now, these candles, what do they represent? Why are we looking at the candles? Whenever you open your chart and you see a candle like this with a red paint shows that the market is selling. What it means is that at that particular time, that coin is going down. So that is why if you see a candle like this, and it is in red, what it means is that the market started here. This is the point A. It started here. It did high. This is the highest of that particular period. This is the lowest. It went down to this place. This is the lowest. But here, it closed here. I want to repeat myself. Any candle. Okay, let's use an example from this live chart. So let me expand the candle. Expand the candle. Where do we have this? Okay. Now, look at this red candle. Look at this red candle. I'm going to use this tool. This red candle. Okay, or let me look for another one. Sorry. Let me look for another one. Another good red candle. that will give me what I demonstrate. Oh, this guy is not painting. Okay. It's not painting good red. I'm trying to look for a good red print that would show us. Okay, let's manage the one we have. I'm seeing good. Okay, see this one. See this red candle here. Okay. You see this red candle here. This red candle here means that this price started here. This is opening price and did the highest here. So this is the high for that 1 hour, within that 1 hour. And did the lowest here, the lowest price. Then in this 1 hour, price closed at this point. Okay. Now, anytime you see this thing, it means that market sold, market went down. You can see price started here and ended here. So it started at, let's say, let me bring my crusher. Market started at 48,192. Did a high of 48,567. Did the lowest at $47,013 and closed at 47,442. Okay, so which means when market will start the next 1 hour, it will start at the same 47,442 and continue from there. I hope this is very clear. Okay, let's look at the green candle. Anytime you open your chart and you see the green candle, it shows that at that particular moment, that coin went high. So what from here, if you look at this candle, where my cursor is, this candle, this price started here. So here is opening price. It went down to this point, that is the lowest. It went as high as this point. This is the highest price in that 1 hour. Now here, it closed here. This is the closing price. So for this, price started at 48,567, dipped down at 48,246, went as high as 49,639, and closed at 49,318. Okay, so that is what price did. Now, if we go to 4 hours, you would see the same thing. You would see the same thing. For example, this. Sorry. Let me come to where we are. Good. Fantastic. Everybody can see this candle, right? Now, this candle, it shows that price started here. Opening price. did as high as this high, went as low as this lowest price, and closed at this closing price. So let me bring my closure. So price started at, this happened which day, sir? Let me check which day did this one happen. This one happened on the 7th of September 2021. Look at what happened in that day. In 4 hours, under 4 hours. Look at what happened. Price started at 50,979. Went as high as 51,193. Then dipped to 42,833 and closed at 46,692. Okay, this price has this candlestick has a name and shows that's what it represents. But majorly what it shows us is that this market dipped terribly. That was that September. Everybody was knocked out. Everybody in this market was knocked out that day, as in serious knockout. Some people even stopped doing crypto because of it, because they didn't understand what crypto market is. And that is my passion, to make sure that everyone here, or that is in our team, or that is using the Osame strategy, understands what crypto is all about. If you understand it, you will take advantage of it. Imagine when this thing dipped at this place, you had money and added $1,000. Okay, had money and added $1,000 at 428. Okay, let me even make it, the calculation to be very, very simple for us. You had, hold on. So okay, so you have 42,779. You had $42,779.8. You use it to buy at this point. Just watch. I'm just citing an example. But and this was on the 7th of September. This happened on the 7th of by 12 noon. Now, market did that and did that again. You can see it came back, came down again, dipped again, and in October, okay. Sorry, I needed to respond to somebody. Okay, so now it has started coming again. You came, that was 7th of September. Let's see what happened on the 7th of October. 7th of October, market was 53,712. So if you look at the difference, just that alone, you must have made over $6,000. Cool. If you now allow it to get to where we are now, where we are talking about While we are talking about 59, you can see what will happen, or 62. We would have made a whole lot of money, over $12,000. So that is actually what people do. They buy the dip, and when market appreciates, they sell. Look at where market is, 62,664. Okay, fine. So two things. Whenever you open your Binance and you see a green candle, it shows that at that particular moment, the market bought, or the market is buying. Whenever you see a red candle, at that moment, the market is selling. And every candle has what it represents. And that is where I'm going now. Okay, so let me check. Do we have anybody has any question here before we move to the next? Please, if you have your questions, raise up your hand so that we can give you a time to ask your question before I share my next screen. Anybody with any question? Okay, that will mean for me to proceed. Okay, I go to candlesticks proper. Oh. Okay. Shoot. Okay. Okay. Now, you can see my screen. These are candlestick patterns. Okay. Now, like I said, the green candle shows a buy, while the red candle is showing sell. Now, remember, we are not dealing on futures. Please, I'm not advising anybody to go on futures. Leave futures for the professionals. Don't trade on futures. Futures will give you 10,000. Next week, it will collect 15,000. The other week, it will give you 7,000. The next week, it will collect 3,000. You will think you are making progress. But at the end of the day, work done equals to cost 90. And cost 90 is what? 0. So please, stay away from futures. Unless you have understood. And even when you understand trading very well, that does not guarantee. Your emotions also need to be in the highest standard for you to trade futures. That is why no matter the temptation, I will never teach anybody's futures. Thank you. So we have different candle patterns. You can Google them. You can start them. I'm not even a fan of knowing the candle patterns name or candlestick name, but I will need to show us what they are so that when you see them in the chart, you should be able to identify them. So today, we are going to look at only the engulfing candle. Okay? That's what we are going to look at. Now, let me look for the bullish engulfing candle. I don't see it here. I'll go for the hammer. But I like seeing the starting my destiny with the bullish engulfing candle. Okay. Now, this engulfing candle, I'm going to use this, but this is not the perfect example of engulfing candle. Engulfing candles are printed in such a way that when you have a candle like this that is bearish and it is at a support, I know some of us don't know what support is all about, but don't worry, we will treat that. And it is as a support or on a psychological zone. What you should be looking out for, let me change my this into green. If another candle, green candle, covers both the wick of the red candle, which is here, and the body, we call it engulfing. It has engulfed the previous red candle. What this thing shows you is that this market is going to uptrend. So I'm going to use this as an example. Look at what this thing did. This candle printed. This bigger one came. This down covered this one. Up covered this one. Once the candle finished forming and the next candle starts printing green, once the green crosses, I'm just teaching two things at the same time now. Once the green crosses this one, it is a buy signal. But once it now crosses the closing of the previous red, which is here, it has validated the uptrend. You can take your buy from this point. Anything you buy from here, you are going to see massive profit. You will buy it and look for the next support and place your take profit before the next support. We're going to look at this. Okay, but I need you to understand what bullish engulfing candle is all about. Okay, Fine. Now, if we have a green candle, market is up already, and you see a green candle. Now, you now see another red candle coming to engulf that green candle. This one is what we call bearish. Bear means downtrend. Market is selling. Bearish engulfing. Once you see this and you are making profit already, take your profit. Take your profit immediately and allow the market, because the market will go down. Go and wait for the market in the next support and set your buy limit there. Once market comes there and brings any reversal candle, take your buy for the market to go up. This is what professional traders do to make money from the crypto market, even in the forex market every day. Okay? That is what I want to show us. So there are things you need to note. You can trade candlesticks only on these following levels: support and resistance levels, on Fibonacci levels. I know most of us don't know Fibonacci levels. As time goes on, I will teach us that. On moving average levels, I also know that most of us have not known moving average. That is, we can also look at that. Because they also act as support and resistance. You can trade candlestick on support and resistance level. And when we talk of support and resistance, we're talking of both the horizontal and the diagonal. The horizontal is the flat, the diagonal is the trend lines, the uptrend and the downtrend. So these are the things we are going to look at in our subsequent trainings. So I'm going to open the floor for question and answers. If you have question, you raise up your hand and I will give you opportunity to ask your questions and we can take it off from there. While we are doing that, I will share my screen on Binance from my phone to also display it on my phone. Okay. Yeah, I think Femi, I've asked you to unmute yourself. Let me check.
Yes, I've done that.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, my question is, I think it's about what you just spoke, that you want to go to finance statement. Now, I want us to check it on using our phones, because that's the major thing we carry about that we use.
Exactly.
That's one. Then the second thing will just be, I think since it's going to be in series, so let me not start asking deeper questions now.
Okay.
Maybe since it's going to, this is just volume one, maybe when we get to volume 2, volume 3, we'll still get more of what we needed to know. So I think about the most important thing is how to actually use them, because I'm familiar with most of those tools.
Okay.
But applying them on phone.
On the phone, yeah. Okay. Let's go to the phone aspect of it. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me look at who else. Okay. I think we have Paul, our Paul Ugochukwu. Unmute yourself and ask your question.
All right, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, thank you for taking our time to put us through. Sir, please, I am a bit confused here.
Go ahead.
You know, the last lecture we had, you talked about Royal Q, where the robot does the trading for us and all that and all that. So I don't know, how do we, this one you are teaching now, is it that we should not manipulate the robot, or I don't get it, sir.
Okay, well done.
Yeah.
It's a good question. Now, on Sunday is for new members only, purely on Royal Q and crypto. This one is actually a value added training for people who have the robot that can also trade manually. Now, see what I'm doing. A lot of people do this thing I'm doing at a very high cost. Okay? At a very high cost. Personally, I paid heavily to learn this thing I'm showing you now. You understand? Now, Royal Q came to make life easy for us. We know that. But Royal Q trades on 70 coins. There are other opportunities that can come from other coins. So most times, some of us, if you have this basic knowledge, you can go directly to Binance or to any other exchange and do your small analysis. 1 hour, 4 hours, cash into the opportunity, cash out $20, $30, $40, $100 and clean out. Why Royal Q is doing the dirty jobs for you? Do you understand? It is a passion for me, for everyone that have taken time to onboard the robot, to really understand what the robot is doing. That is when you also appreciate it more and also take more advantage of the market. This market is so massive, so huge, that we can, it's not tied only to Royal Q. Now, the second reason that I'm doing this trading is nothing lasts forever. What if Royal Q crashes today? All the people that are connected in one way or the other, either by extension through my upline, or by direct up downline, or by extension through my circle, should be able to continue trading, even if peradventure anything happens to Royal Q. Because I've looked at anything I'm doing, I always analyze the risk. And I checked what is the risk analysis, the risk inherent in Royal Q is that the robot will crash and will no longer start trading. So how do I mitigate that? For me, I've learned the basic training. I can trade comfortably and make much more money, which I'm doing. Then, how would I also extend that advantage to everybody that I know I've brought into Royal Q, or they are being brought together by my upline, or we are friends either through my circle, or anyhow we got to know ourselves by extension? How do I also add value? Is by, transferring the little knowledge I have, because there are a lot of things I don't know about crypto. The little one I have, transfer it to everybody, and it makes money. And let me tell you something. I shared it last week. One of my bosses in the office, I introduced the person to Royal Q. and started training him together with my wife and all that. This man places trade by himself now with the simple knowledge of support and resistance and candlestick. Just that. I didn't even teach him trend line because I'm a core support and resistance trader. I trade with signals. Of course, my best signal is MACD. I'm going to show us that one. I trade with RSI. I trade with the Bollinger Band. I trade with all the things. Then I also trade with Fibonacci, because Fibonacci is also, what Fibonacci does is to give you the valid support and resistance zones. Okay, so I just showed him, and the guy churns out. I'm telling you what, I'm not joking. The guy makes minimum of 1,000 naira every week. He doesn't have time, just like mine, but he enters the market early hours. Once he sees opportunity, he will just chat me. I will look at it, validate it. He enters the trade, and he monitors it 1 hour, 2 hours. He cashes out. Of course, he's trading with big money. He can look at a coin and put in $4,000 in it, and once the coin gives him $300, he cashes out and move on. $300 is over 150,000. Just make it under 2 hours. Last week he sent my wife 50K. You understand? So what I'm telling you is what I know that is happening, and that is my passion for it. I want everybody, just the little one I have known, let everybody know it and develop. So this is outside Royal Q. And if you are in our Telegram, you notice that sometimes I will drop trade idea. Once I drop that trade idea, my expectation is that everybody will just go to the chart, look at it. If it suits your own strategy, which I will also teach you how to develop your own trading strategy. So there are certain conditions that a coin will meet. You will now know that it is time to buy. Once it suits that, you take the buy and cash out. Okay? So that is why I'm doing. Don't get confused. On Sunday, we'll talk about Royal Q completely. But you need to move up the ladder. And this knowledge will also help you to maximize certain profits in Royal Q. Because even if you are sinking in my circle, I'm not monitoring all the 70 coins at the same time. So if you sink now to my circle, I'm trading on all the 70 coins. But you can be given like 4 coins to trade. So if you have this knowledge, when a coin is getting to its peak, because I'm running a circle, I won't close it, because the point you entered is different from the point another person entered. And in our circle, we are above 200 now. We are growing every day. So I don't close trades, but individuals can close trades. So all you need to do is, if you know where the market is going, maybe the coin gave you Ethereum. And of course, I know by default that once Ethereum gets to 3.9 and 40, is hitting serious resistance, is going to start going down. If not that I have a circle, I will place such one shot on Ethereum and sell it off at that time. But if I sell off, some people's position might be in loss and they will close in loss. So I don't close trades. Do you understand me? The only trade I close is a trade I put in one shot. Like some of you may have gotten SLP yesterday. I just put that SAP, put 2%, bam, lock it. Once it hit that 2%, it goes off. That one is different because I don't normally trade on it, but I saw that opportunity to call it up to 5%, but I put it on 2%, so that everybody will take that as bonus. Do you understand? So, but if you have that knowledge, what you will do is to just, if that Ethereum we gave you, you just go and change it to circle, to one shot, and put the price, set your sell limits to 3.95 or 3.99 and leave it. Once Ethereum hits that, it will sell off, and my circle we look for another coin that is performing well and give you. So that's the essence of this training. Okay. I don't know whether I've answered your question, Paul. Hello, Paul. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But maybe at the end of the class, I will just ask one more question, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let's go to Royal. Let's go to the coin now. Sorry, Binance now. Let me just use 10 minutes to do this. I don't want our webinars to be too long again, so that it will be short and everybody will grab. Okay, post. Give me permission to share screen. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now. My screen. Good. Okay. Now this is my Binance. Okay. I want to check what some coins are doing. Okay, let me go to. Do we do Shiba? Which one do we do now? Shiba Inu or BTC? Or okay, let's do BTC. Let's do BTC or BTC, because that's the mother of funds. And let me also add here that we are likely going to have a serious bull run for BTC. BTC is going to that 64 all-time high. And when it goes to that 64 all-time high, it is likely to break it. Even though it's going to experience small resistance, because where it is now is even struggling with serious resistance. It is likely going to break it this October or November. And once it breaks it, Bitcoin is on its way to 100. Because it's been approved to, this is the long awaited approval on ETF has been granted. So there's going to be a massive bull for BTC. Of course, some other altcoins will follow. Okay. So this is my this. I'll go to this chart. This is how this candle. That's where to go to my chart. I'll click on it. Okay, fine. So for me to read it well, there is a place that is always you see this point. This point, you click on it so that it will expand the screen. Good. So it has expanded the screen. I can now work with it. So it will expand the screen. I can now work with the screen. Now, there are a lot of things that are here. You will see, if you go down here, you will see, like at this point, you will see this mark. Once you see that mark, you click on it, it will bring everything out. So, I don't know whether you are seeing all I'm seeing now. You will see this point now. You are seeing it. So here you will see trend line, extended trend, ray, horizontal, extended, vertical, parallel, and all what you will see all of them there. If you scroll, you will see all of them there. Then this one, this is the Fibonacci. This is the Fibonacci. For those of them, we are not treating Fibonacci today. Now, here you see the rectangle. Here you see the what do you call it? You see the price movements. You also see the free continuous drawing. This is where you draw the things you want to draw. Okay, so it depends on what you want. So for me now, if I want so I'll delete it. Okay, now, so for me, let me go to, if I want to identify the support and resistance, if I'm looking at this, I can show you the trend already, or you can use your trend line. So for support and resistance, I'll click here. I'll use my horizontal line, this one, the horizontal line. I'll click on it. Okay. So this is but for me to draw, if I want to draw my support and resistance, I don't draw it from 4 hours. I draw it from the daily. That gives me a good picture of what I'm looking. So let me select daily. If I select daily now, good. Aha. Daily gives me a cleaner picture of what I'm looking at. So I will select horizontal. Here is a good support. Here is a, go again. There is a good support. Here is a good. Here is a good. Oh, it's supposed to be 44. Okay, so okay. So from my daily, I will go to my 4 hours. So 4 hours, we can see those places flowing on, playing out on 4 hours. So I will not place it very well. Good. Can you imagine the Bitcoin is already 63? That's heavy. That's heavy. When we started, it was just 62 something. Now it's 63, 184. Can see how these things can do. In 4 hours, it has gained $1,360. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Okay. So if I go to 1 hour, these things will be more wide. Okay, to be more wide. But I like to stop at I like to stop at 4 hours. Even though we have a lot of psychological zones on 1 hour, you can just pick 1 or 2 of them that are very conspicuous, which are this. Yeah, it's a good zone. You can also pick this. Don't mind me, I'm just seeing them because I'm used to them. Okay. So by the time you practice, you will be able to see them. So what you mean, if you check this thing now, all the points that we have selected, anytime market comes to that region, market will obey it. Anytime market comes to that region, market obeys it. You understand? So that is what you need to know. Okay. So this is what we mean. Now, if you look at these candles, you will look at, let's see one engulfing. I want us to see one engulfing, okay? And I think we can see one. You can see one here. How I wish this thing will allow me to show. Okay. Okay, fine. Good. I've come back to this. So for me to do that thing, for Femi, you will notice that I had to enlarge the screen. That will help you to insert anything you want to insert. Okay. Now, look at this place. Did you see an engulfing candle there? And did you see that it is happening at a good support zone? So look at this candle. This is the green candle. Okay. Let me just expand these things. Good. Good. Look at this green candle now. Look at this green candle. Look at this green candle. Look at what this green candle. It covered this one from down with a very thick, see the thickness, to tell you that it has big volume. Okay. And if you look at Binance provided volume here, if you look at the volume is thick, which shows you that after this, the next thing is that this market will blow. So if you are not an aggressive traders will start trading from here. If I'm the one, once I see this coin like this and start printing at this up, and I want to at this support, and I want to be aggressive, I'll start my trade from here. I'll start my trade from here and ride it till I get to this point of support. This is where I'm going to sell it. Because when the trade got to that support, you notice that it tried to break it, even went as high as this point, but it respected it again and came down. You understand? So that is how that market. So I'm a pure support and resistance trader, in as much as I know that fundamentals drive more of the crypto, but I know that to a certain extent it obeys support and resistance. Okay, I don't know whether anybody has any question. So if you look at this, you can see, okay, let's look for another engulfing candle that we saw today. Let's go and look for it. Okay, I can see it, but this one is even though this looks like it, which is, and it played out, but let me see whether it happened at a resistance. Of course it did. Of course it did, because that level is also a resistance level. It's also a resistance level. Yeah, even though we didn't pick it, but it was a resistance level in the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so let's look at another one. Let's look for another one. Let's look for another one. Okay, see another engulfing. See where it happened here. It also happened at a good support. Okay. So you can take time and look at your charts. You will see it. You will see it play out anywhere. You will see a bullish or bearish engulfing. It plays out very, very well. Plays out very, very, very well. Okay. This would have looked like it, but the thing is that this candle is a momentum candle. This candle, very bearish, and you can see in the market obeyed it and played down. Okay, let's go on and look. I'm looking for a perfect one that will show us you can see this one. It played here too, and it bought. I'm trying to see. Okay, see this one now. It's bearish engulfing. It played out. Okay. Okay, so that's in that's how that bearish engulfing plays out. Especially, it's always good and a good signal when it plays out in a psychological zone, a support and resistance zone. That is, when we talk about support and resistance, we are talking about both the trend line and the horizontal support and resistance. Okay, so if we have a question, please go ahead and ask while we try to round off our training today. Yeah, Femi, go ahead and ask question. Unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, sorry. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Now, my question is this: in placing the support, as in when we're drawing the horizontal line, placing the support, are we placing that support on the body of the candle, or we place it on the wick? You know, sometimes a wick that is formed after the body of the candle. You see on the top of the wick that we place the support, or we look for the body that matches. Maybe when you have two buttons, you now place the this thing. I need to be clear about that, please.
No, that is one thing, everybody. Support and resistance is not a line, it's a zone. Okay? You need to get it very clearly, because many traders or trainers don't emphasize on this. Support and resistance is not a line. In fact, the truth is that if I want to draw a support and resistance, I use rectangle. I carry both the wick and part of the body. It's a zone. So, like now, as we speak now, BTC is playing in a support, and that support is between 64 and 60. Do you understand? It's a zone in that area. Anything that can happen in that area.
In that area, so we can carry both the wig and the body together, like that, not just in line.
Exactly. That is a mistake people make. And that is why when people want to sell, they make that mistake to wait. Oh, let me, before I touch it, even before you get close to it, it's around that zone. So that was why we call it support zone.
Okay.
My coach made this thing very clear, and since then I don't miss it. Yeah, it's a zone, it's not a line. Anything that comes around that vicinity will obey, is likely to obey it. So when you are waiting for it to come and it didn't come, that's how people miss out trades, good trades, or miss out their profit. Yes.
All right, thank you. I'm okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So please feel free to ask your questions. I think we have done 1 hour plus today, and that should be it for today. So what I will, since we are going to be taking these things one by one, we can have trainings more frequently. So please bear with me. I will try to be adjusting and making out time. Okay.
That would be great, bro. Thank you very much. We train once in a while, maybe like twice in a week.
Yes. We'll try and make it twice in a week.
1 hour. 30 minutes, 1 hour. Just like that.
Thank you, guys.
And thank you. You have a nice day.
Enjoy your day.
And you
well
too.
done.
Thank you. Yeah, bye-bye.